Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's great to be here. Hi, my name's Walt Chamberlain, but I don't play basketball. In fact, I went to a black ghetto high school with W. Chamberlain on my gym shorts. It was an experience. When I went off to college, I majored in black studies, and now I'm qualified to be black wherever I go, man. What's up, Holmes? But seriously, I'm really German and Irish. I'm German on my mom's side and Irish on a friend of my dad's. I'm not a Nazi, but my mom was. She went to her grave thinking Hitler was a good man. He was like Nixon. He had bad advisors. Sure, Mom, have another scotch. Tell me another story. In fact, my dad was in World War II. He was with the 3rd Infantry Division. And when they invaded Anzio, he was on the visiting team, and my Uncle Hans was on the home team shooting back. Yeah, they met each other in Hamburg in '65 because, like, Dad was taking it kind of personal, being clipped in the leg and everything. But he wanted to know exactly where Hans was that day. Fortunately, Hans was driving a truck, so he was labeled a good crowd. As you can tell, I'm an Army brat. My dad did 30 years in the Army from 37 to 67. His first duty assignment was Schofield Barracks in Hawaii, and his first job was shoeing horses because he was on the Quezon Battalion. Then in November of 1941, they kicked him out for being drunk and disorderly, failing to maintain standards, and failing to respect those appointed in authority above him. So they kicked his ass out. They sent him back to the Massachusetts National Guard to serve out his time. And then the Japs attacked. So 60 days later, he was a second lieutenant coming out of Fort Bragg. Go figure. When I decided to join the Air Force, he felt I never found an honest living. He'd say things like, "What the hell do you do?" "Oh, yeah, if you tell me you're going to have to kill me." "Yeah, Dad." But Mom was happy because I am second generation Air Force. Unfortunately, Mom was in the Luftwaffe. She was a Funkren radio operator with the Stukas on the Eastern Front. Damned Russians was one word for her, no hyphen. I have spoken German since as long as I can remember, but because Mom and Oma were from East Prussia, I speak it with an East Prussian dialect. In 7th grade, I signed up for German thinking I was going to get an easy A, and my teacher, Mrs. Bleistift, pencil in German, she asked a question, and I stood up and answered it, and we both had a little stare-out contest, and I finally said, "Hey, I got that right." She said, "No, but see me after class." She was doing a master's dissertation on the East Prussian dialect in Central California, was desperately looking for someone who could speak the dialect. And, well, I still got a D in the class, but she came to listen to my grandmother 3 times a week. I guess that worked out. The Air Force sent me to Germany for 6 years. And, of course, I was speaking German. After 6 years, I had 2 goals: to learn to speak English well again, and to drive at 55 miles an hour. The Herms freaked out because, of my East Prussian dialect, which makes me sound like I'm Amish in German. And they always go, "What? You heard me. Get me another beer." In fact, I took a trip up to the Berlin Wall just after it opened up. I was in the Checkpoint Charlie Museum hassling this guy over some solidarity pins, and behind me was this caricature of a little old lady from Minnesota. She was trying to figure out how to buy some postcards, and I heard her, and I just turned around and went, "The postcards are for the 25 cents. And she says, "So how do you like the West?" I said, "Well, it's pretty cool, dude. It's not as bitchy as California." Ah. So not only was I mistaken for a German, I was also mistaken for an East German. We had a discussion with some border guards at Checkpoint Charlie. That was fun. My girlfriend was in cryptographic repair at the time, and everybody in her shop had gotten video of them, or pictures back then, pictures of them skateboarding the Berlin Wall. So we came up, and there was like a hole in the wall, and people were selling all these bits and pieces of the Berlin Wall, and for 10 marks you could get a hammer and chip some off yourself, or buy a bag for 10 marks or whatever. So I said, hey, everybody's got a picture of the west side of the wall. Let's get one on the east side. I got to back up here a little bit. When we crossed the east-west frontier, we decided to speak nothing but German, and she was doing pretty good right up until lunchtime at the Checkpoint Charlie cafe when she ordered 2 kittens of tea. But I digress. So there we are. We stepped through the hole. We're in East Germany. And just as I get a picture of her skateboarding the wall, the East German border guards show up. Now, they were pretty cool. They were in a pickup truck, had some pistols, and I assessed my situation. Okay, I'm an American, non-commissioned officer in a Warsaw Pact nation. All my ID is in the car, so I wouldn't lose it. So what am I? Oh yeah, German and drunk. So I kind of staggered through the wall, and they came up and they started chatting with us. And I had a Polaroid camera around my neck, and one of the guys says, "Hey man, you take pictures of us?" I said, "Nah, the film's bad, but you have a 35 millimeter. If we give you our names and addresses, you send us the pics." I went, "Oh, okay, sure, you know." So we're chatting them up. Later, when I get back to the air base, OSI debriefs me, and they said, "Well, did you have any contact with the Soviet military or the East German police or military?" And I said, "Well, yeah, we had a conversation with the border guards at Checkpoint Charlie for about 45 minutes. "Really? What did they ask you about the Air Force?" "Nothing." "What did they ask you about America?" "Nothing." "Why?" "The whole conversation went down in German. I don't think they thought I was American." "Really? Can you describe these people?" And I said, "Well, just as a matter of fact, I have this picture here. And this is Karl Heinz. And this is his home phone number and address. He wants to go into West Berlin and help run a garage with his brother and father. This, on the other side, is Karl Gruner, and he's going to decide to stay in the Army because that's where the food is. And oh, by the way, here's his home phone number and address." So I freaked out. "Man, you want to come work for us?" "No, I don't want to." But you can't say no to the OSI, so I have some other interesting stories I'll probably take to my grave. So if you like this video, feel free to like it on YouTube and subscribe to my channel because there's other craziness. I plan to do a couple more of these videos if I get enough likes. So go ahead, click, 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 and thank you.